welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this month of February there's the event of Valentine's Day, so I decided it would be the perfect opportunity to talk about cute as queer novels for y'all. Pop culture gal, that's me. I'm pop culture gal. It's gonna be a small selection of absolutely adorable and feel-good queer books, so you can enjoy yourself. Starting with this baby. The Falling in Love Montage is an absolutely adorable book. It's about Cerulean, whose mom is she has early onset dementia, and so she's absolutely depressed about the future. Like it can be genetic, though she thinks that she's gonna get early onset dementia and only gets to enjoy her life up until she's 30 or 40. So she meets this girl, Ruby, who's only there for the summer, and they meet and they're like, okay, we just have a couple of months to spend together. We don't want to do the big relationships with, you know, expectations for the future and everything. So let's just do the fun part of it. Like in every romance movie, there's a falling in love montage, you know, when it's just like short scenes of all the cutest things they did together. So they make a list of every cute thing happening in the movies, you know, going to a fair, watching a rom-com and everything. So they take all the scenes of this rom-com and make it happen for themselves. And it's really, really cute. There's a lot of pop culture reference in it, and I love when a book is a geek, is as geeky and nerdy as I am. And so it's really, really lovely, and it's a nice book. And I think it's an On Voices book also, so like bonus points. Then we have Everything Leads to You by LaCour, which is about Amy, who's a set designer for movies, who finds a letter when she's browsing to buy stuff for movie sets. She finds a letter by an old super famous Western actor that he's addressed to his daughter, that nobody knew he had kids. So she tries to find the daughter because it's like adventurous, and she only finds the granddaughter of this man, who is a young girl who has nothing to do with Hollywood and is like very weirded out by all of this. So they meet and they start to fall in love, and there's this whole story about a movie being made. And so it talks a lot about, like, if you really love movie making and storytelling, absolutely read this book because it's lovely, and it makes you love cinema even more because they talk about the power of making stories and what they love about making stories and making them come true and all of that. And there's also a love story, and it's very, very heartwarming and lovely. Then we have The Last Report of the Sea by Julia Drake. It's about a young girl whose brother just tried to commit suicide. So she spends the summer at her uncle trying to get over it. Her great-great-grandparents or something like that actually survived a shipwreck and settled in a small town, and they're really, really famous in this small town where her uncle lives, and she's going to spend the summer. And she sets herself like the goal to find the wreck that her great-great-great-grandmother survived, because she's completely lost with what happened to her brother, and she doesn't know how to feel about that. And she's really young, I think she's still a teenager, and so she meets a couple of other people and she goes on through this adventure, and she meets a girl. It's absolutely lovely, and the way they fall in love and talk about shipwrecks and talk about their emotions, and it's really, really beautiful books. And if you love, like, you can really feel like the small town by the sea vibe and everything, and it's really, really lovely and absolutely gorgeous writing. Then we have Going Off Script, which I read like really recently. It's about Jen Wilde. She also wrote Queen of Geeks, which I also advise if you're a big nerd and if you're into fandom. Like if you were into any fandom growing up, just read Queen of Geeks, because it happens at a Comic-Con actually, and it's really nerdy. It's really nice, really geeky. Going Off Script is about a young girl that goes to Los Angeles because she got this big internship where she can be like she's an intern for a writer's room for like her favorite TV show in the whole world. It's an amazing opportunity. She dreams of being a writer for TV, and so she tries to work there, and she's an intern, you know, she's getting coffee and everything, but she writes a script for an episode, gives it to her boss, and she's a queer girl. She's so gay. And so she wrote a new character that is gay to try and get diversity into her favorite show. So she does this, writes the script, gives it to her boss, and then she realizes her boss stole her script and turned it straight. So not only did he steal her work, he also made it straight when she was all about this queer storyline. And so her and her crush, which was supposed to play the new character, go on this adventure to actually get justice for it. And it's a little bit about, you know, queer baiting and the representation of queer characters in TV, the fact that queerness is not as visible as it should be, and the importance of visibility and representation in media, and all wrapped up nicely in a very, very cute story that is a very fast read and so lovely. But I would also advise, as a really cute queer story, The House in the Cerulean Sea, which is by Klune. It's own voices also. The story takes place in a world where people have powers. Some kids have powers, and usually these kids are placed into special orphanages to take care of them. And this man, Linus, is just someone that is in charge of making sure that everything is going on well in these orphanages. So he's sent on a special mission because he's such a rigorous man and like very straightforward, and so he's sent to this weird orphanage that is on an island. It's a house led by a man called Arthur, and one of the kids is the Antichrist. So they're really spooked about this kid, you know, like this kid could destroy the whole world. So it's important to know that everything is going well. So he goes there and tries to figure out how it's happening. It's an absolutely lovely story. It's so good and so feel good, and it's really fun. The way the kids are written, they're really, you know, snarky and sassy, and it's really nice, and you really laugh. And it's also about how the only thing you need to make a family is love, and how these children are really loved in this house, and they are made to flourish and to be empowered and to actually bloom. And it's such a lovely story. There is also a queer romance happening, but to me it's not the main thing happening in the story. The main thing is this found family trope, how these kids found each other, are a family to each other, how Arthur is a parent figure to all of them, and how they decided to be each other's family. And that is also a really kind of powerful love, and it's such a beautiful story. Thanks for watching. Bye!